Hey guys, welcome back to another video. So as you can tell by the title, today we're going to be talking about the best cheap airfare sites. Now, I was recently asked like what were the sites that I used to book some of my trips because I guess for the average person, I travel fairly a lot. I've been to only a few places. If you ask any other like avid traveler, they've been to like 80 places. I've only really been to like 11, but I'm on my way. So anyway, so I was recently asked and it just gave me the idea of creating this video because honestly, there's some really good gems you can find online. So I decided to do this video just sort of to bring to you guys some of the gems that I found thanks to friends or just thanks to my own, searching and whatnot. So this list is actually based on 3 factors. So the first one is how flexible you are about where you travel, how flexible you are when you travel, as in the time of year you travel, and in some instances, how flexible you are with what time you travel, and even sometimes what airport you travel from. So all 3 of those factors play a part in this list that I'm creating. But honestly, there are so many sites out there that give you cheap flights. Sometimes you just gotta look, honestly. And I definitely don't have all the answers, but I wanted to give you guys the things that I use that help me be able to go on the trips that I go on for very, very cheap, honestly. And I wouldn't have it any other way. So enjoy. Okay, so first up we have Airfare Spot. Now, Airfare Spot is one of my favorites because if you're like me, I'm pretty much flexible with like every aspect of when I can go, what time of the year I can go, all that good stuff. So I love looking at Airfare Spot first. As you can see, it sort of cycles everything through or filters things by where you would be leaving from. So it has the West Coast, Central, East Coast, all that good stuff. I'm on the East Coast. So as you can see, I chose a trip to Tokyo, Japan. Now you scroll down, you see all the good information. You see that the trip can be as low as $338. But unfortunately, the fare is gone. With this website, you really have to be on top of checking. That deal for Tokyo is fantastic, but it most likely was published. I didn't see the date, but it was probably published a few days ago, and so you really just have to be on top of it. So I wanted to see if there was another deal that was available. And this one is. So it shows you a nice calendar of what dates this deal sort of works for. So it looks like November and like December are low seasons. So I think they recognize that and they just automatically made the fare lower. So I clicked on the link and it automatically took me to Skyscanner, which is another website I'm going to be talking about soon. But as you can see, the fare is as low as $196, which is fantastic. It shows you the different airlines that you can book it through. And obviously you saw that the prices changed. But Airfare Spot, totally recommend. So next up is Scott's Cheap Flights. Now, I love this site. It's also a subscription, and it's like Airfare Spot in the sense that you really have to be flexible with where you go and when you go. They send you emails really randomly, pretty much all week, every day, depending on, again, if you get the free subscription or the premium. But as you can see, as I kind of scroll up and down, there's different deals that it's showing you that you could take advantage of. There's Thailand for 420 something bucks. There was Norway, I believe, for like $300. So I'm showing you kind of the features that you get for a premium. And it's some good stuff. I have the free one because I'm not able to travel as often as I'd like. And I would want to be able to take advantage of as many deals as I could. But even with the free, I've actually, I believe, taken 2 trips and saved tons of money just from using Scott's Cheap Flights. So again, these are options. It shows you, it has a little tag on it, whether it's a premium deal or if it's a deal that anybody can access. But here's one for Puerto Vallarta, I believe that was. And it's showing you the different prices from various airports that you can leave out of. It's really good stuff. It's showing you when you can go, the airlines, and then obviously it's giving you the add-on fee stuff that's definitely important to know because obviously it may not be the exact price. What you see may not be the exact price. But Scott's Cheap Flights, if you got $49, pay for the premium. It's worth it. So next we have Skyscanner. Now I love using Skyscanner when I have, say, a specific place I want to go, but I might be a little bit flexible on the time of year I go, or I really just need to find a flight that's specific to a specific time, but I don't care what time I go. I just need to get there and get back within that time. Skyscanner, I would say, is a lot like a kayak or a Priceline, something like that. You do have the option to choose specific filters for this, but it also has another feature that I will show you in a little bit of how you can find any type of deal. So as you can see, I searched for a trip to Rome for July. That's maybe about 3 months from now, about 4 months from now. And the tickets are pretty expensive, but it's still giving me the a nice range of different prices. You saw a 992 there. And so I'm scrolling up and I'm clicking on the cheapest option. Now, as you can see, the cheapest option is giving me a crazy layover plan. You really have to decide what is worth it to you. Is it the money or is it the time? I don't think that I would take advantage of this because that layover is so crazy. But if you had the time, there's nothing wrong with it. So as I was telling you earlier, there is an option for you to just sort of look anywhere. And with this, there's a feature that allows you to see, I guess, deals by month. So I'm scrolling through and there was deals from all over. There was the United States, there was Ecuador, as you see, there's St. Martin. And I clicked on Cuba because I really, really want to go to Cuba. So we're looking for May. And as you can see, there's green, red, and yellow dots. So the green ones signify that those are good days to fly in and out of, price-wise. The red ones are saying, no, this is very expensive. And the yellow ones are like, this is about medium price. So I click on through and I see that the price is only $144, which is fantastic. So I click on the deal. And it's showing me, ooh, awesome. So it's saying that I could get that deal right through American Airlines, which is great. A nice, notable airline. And then I'm scrolling down just to see what other options I have. Obviously, if you prefer to leave at a different time, then the deal, it's going to change. But it's still a pretty good price for Cuba. I believe it was from BWI or Philly. I can't remember which one it was. But as you can see, you can choose whichever one works for you. And then boom, you're good to go. All right, but moving quickly along here, now we're on Cheapo Air, which again is a lot like Skyscanner in the sense that you can put in specific details about your trip. I chose BWI to LAX, so that's Baltimore to Los Angeles. I'm just kind of trying random places just to see what prices I get. I've been to LA from BWI, so I kind of know like about the average price. And so this one brings up a nice deal for $167. Now, as you can see, the time is pretty late going out and then kind of early coming back. So again, you got to play around with what you consider a deal, but I'd take that deal. I mean, usually a trip to LA is like a good $200-300 round trip. So that's a good one. And I'm scrolling here to kind of show you that you can book directly through Cheapo Air, and Cheapo Air essentially books through the airline. So you kind of skip that section. Cheapo Air also has another feature just like Skyscanner. It recognizes that my closest airport is actually Philadelphia. So it's showing me deals from the Philadelphia airport. So I chose a deal to Atlanta. And as it sort of buffers, we're waiting on it to collect all the deals. Oh, great. So it brings it up. And as you can see, the cheapest one is $78 with Frontier. And then I kind of go through again just to show you like the different times that are available. Again, it's really up to you. All of these are pretty decent for round trips from Atlanta to Philadelphia, I would say personally. So it would all depend on, what your time preference was. So I'm clicking on the $78 one and voila. Okay, so next up we have Momento, which is an app and a website. I would also place this in the same category as a Skyscanner or, again, a kayak or a Priceline because, again, it does allow you to put in the filters that you need for your trip. as well as give you an option to kind of search wherever. So I put in a trip for Athens. I've already been. So again, I know what type of deal I could get with Athens, and I wanted to see if it would give me, oh gosh. Okay, so I wanted to see if it would kind of show me like really, really cheap deals. And it's not looking like there are much in the dates that I put. So what I'm doing is I clicked on the price calendar and I'm kind of searching through what dates are cheaper. So I clicked on a Monday 20th and then to come back on the 27th. And the prices, as you see, the blue bars are kind of go up and down. So it's telling you that, okay, these dates are way more expensive and these dates are cheaper. Again, if you're limited to time or a time frame, it's going to be a little bit harder for you to find a deal. But if you're not, then kind of filtering out and cycling through the dates will definitely help. So as you can see, I kind of changed up the dates and it's buffering now to kind of give me an updated view of what we got. Awesome. Okay, so now that we changed up our dates, it changed the prices. So we see that there's a deal for $670, which is a little bit more than what I paid, but it's still fantastic. And so with this particular deal, it takes me through Guru Fair to book it. But there are other avenues that you can book it. So you're still on the Momento site, but I guess you're going through Guru Fair. Okay, and so just like with Skyscanner and Cheapo Air, Momento also has a feature that allows you to search for any type of deal. So again, it recognizes that my closest airport is Philadelphia. So it's showing me deals from Philadelphia. I currently don't have any filters on it, so it's just showing me all the deals that are available. As you can see, it's a lot stateside. So I'm just sort of cycling through here, but here I changed the budget to about $400. That's actually really cheap, but as you can see, there are still a lot of options. So I look through and there's some deals for United States, Canada, the Virgin Islands, Mexico, Colombia, and I'm gonna scroll down a little bit more just to show you kind of all the deals that are still within that budget that I set. So Momento is great because you can set the budget and say, okay, ooh, perfect, Cayman Islands, that sounds great. So then you can figure out, what dates work with that budget. Here I'm also putting in a time frame. So this does limit you a little bit, but there's still options. So as you can see, some of those same options are still available. It did kind of cycle through a little bit, but okay, so I'm looking at what's available in Europe and what's available all over everywhere else. As you can see, there's nothing for Australia or Asia or Africa, not even anything really for South America. But that's okay. So I choose this option for Iceland. It's actually a trip me and my friends have been talking about for a little bit. So I'm curious to see what's available. Now, even though my budget was set at 400, it's still giving me over that budget. I mean, it's not foolproof, as you can see, but 600 is still not that bad for Iceland, I wouldn't say. I mean, it definitely can be cheaper. But we're watching it sort of cycle through here. And for some reason, it's giving me a deal for $800, even though I clicked on a $600 one. So I'm going to go back for a second and see if it kind of fixes itself. And it does. Perfect. So if you ever run around that problem, just, go back or refresh the page or something like that. So I clicked on it, and with this particular deal, you can book it directly through Momento. And there are those cases where, Momento will be the agent in which you will book it. So last but definitely not least, we have Google Flights. Now, I'll be honest, I'm not really sure how to describe Google Flights. I mean, it really gives you, I think, probably the best overall pricing. It takes you through a price calendar just like with Momento. I want to even say that Momento probably uses Google Flights or maybe even the same system that Google Flights might use. But Google Flights is a great, I guess, resource to use when the other ones just aren't quite cutting it. I would say Google Flights is probably best when you do have a place you want to go, but you just don't care when you go. I think it's probably best. So as you saw before, I had put in for a trip to Orlando, and I had cycled through the whole calendar just to see what dates were available, what the prices were. They were pretty, well, I wouldn't say expensive, but they got a little bit more expensive towards the summer months, which is obvious. And then also even in the winter months. So I scrolled back up to where it was green, which told me that it was the cheapest time. And I clicked on a span that gave me both green dates. And so as you can see, this deal is only for $64, which is extremely low. We're talking like $32 round trip, which is fantastic. So this deal is through Frontier. And so it takes me directly to the Frontier site. It allows me to choose my specific options. I've actually never booked a trip through Frontier, so I'm not sure exactly what these options are here. But again, it's letting you kind of choose your options, and then you can book the trip and you're good to go. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hopefully you found it useful. Again, it's only like a small little glimpse at what's really available online. Again, there's so many sites out there that give you sometimes the same information. You really just sometimes have to find them. But hey, let me know in the comments if you guys have ever used any of the sites that I listed, or if there's any other ones that you suggest that I try or that anybody else try. I do think that I might go ahead and make a video about travel apps themselves, because there are actually some great apps that give you travel guides, other travel deals. I mean, there's so much good stuff out there. I'm coming at you later. But anyways, until next time.